Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning. What a beautiful day in Chautauqua County. The sun is beaming down in Westfield. The birds are chirping. The roses are blooming. Up here in Mayville, though, there's that much snow. Unbelievable what the difference is between the lake plain and over the hill. But it is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous out. And relish the joy of the fall and the winter. They're just as incredibly wonderful in your life as is the spring and the summer. We have a great guest today. We have our Field and Stream editor, Don Pituch. He's going to be talking about getting your white-tailed deer. And he brought a deer with him, and the antlers and all. We're going to have a chance to talk about some of the tricks to getting your deer. There are a few tricks to it. You can't just wander around in the woods and get a deer. But if you know what you're doing, you will always bag a deer. And a lot of people love the deer because the venison is very low-fat, low-calorie meat, and it's very healthy for you, and it's wild. It's not fed a lot of hormones and things. So at any rate, we'll be talking about that. We have other things going on. We have, on this gorgeous day, we have a whole bunch of news coming in. Of course, they don't talk about the wars that are bankrupting us and killing our kids right and left all over the place, but making the rich richer through the ammunitions. They talk about the Penn State scandal. Well, all right, so that's all you're going to see now for the next week or two is the Penn State scandal, where one of the coach was molesting children, and the whole team, all the coaches, the president, all the officers, all knew about it. Do you think anybody did anything about it? No. Even that very famous coach of all time, Joe Paterno, he's right in the middle of it. It's just so sad, but oh well, whatever. They all love Pop, but at this point he knew about it, and he did report it, God bless him, but he didn't follow up. Nothing happened. Well, in that case, he should have jumped all over them, and he didn't. No one did. They just let it go and let this guy molest kids for years and years and years. That's unbelievable. And let's hope that this is a lesson to all those other people who might be permitting the same thing going on, because it does happen. And the only way it works is they become enablers. They don't tell about it. They don't tell the police. They don't tell the social workers. They don't tell the teachers. They just let it go. And it goes on and on and on. And these molesters can do some real emotional harm to children. So that's all you're going to hear about anyway. And that's enough of that. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's the end of it. I noticed the people who are doing the Occupy Wall Street stop the greedy corporations from stealing more and more and more, like Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mae. They went bankrupt. We gave them billions of dollars, and what are they doing with it? Giving it to each other in the corporate executive lounge for so-called bonuses for such good work. I mean, they bankrupted the company. They're giving each other millions of dollars in tax bonuses, tax-paid bonuses to keep them from going under. This scandal should stop. The SAC allowed Bernie Madoff to make off with $60 billion, they think. And they knew about it. They were told about it. Well, do you think they're going to do anything? Well, a few low-level people in the SEC who should have stopped this, everybody should have stopped it immediately, they're going to be, they're going to get a small fine or something. That's it. That's all they're going to do about it. In the meantime, the government lets us, the rich and powerful, steal from you. Why? Because they are the rich and powerful. The United States Congress is of the rich, for the rich, and by the rich now. And that's why Occupy Wall Street people are on the streets. And unfortunately, it's fizzling. They're not getting anywhere. I don't think there'll ever be a change. The rich will continue to steal. So where it goes, enough said. Happy birthday, Ruth Powers. She's one of the people I know. Dugan. So now she's Ruth Dugan, right? Ruth Powers Dugan. Happy birthday, Ruth. I want to say that Dunkirk Federated Seniors have a great group, and I'm going to talk about some of our senior groups just very briefly. Helen Barone over in Dunkirk runs it, and if you want to get involved with a terrific senior group, with an incredible senior, they have a whole school which is dedicated. Not like in Fredonia where it looks like the pamphlet is going to disappear. They rented for a while from a church, but they want so much money for it they can't afford it. So it looks like that's going to go by the wayside. But they do have a new mayor in Dunkirk. I want to congratulate the new mayor. If I could only remember his name. Mayor Fry, you did a great job for many years. All right, so anyway, Helen Barone does the Dunkirk crowd, and I just wanted to give a couple of mentions here. I want to say happy birthday over there. Shirley Palmatier, she is having a wonderful older birthday, and she says, I don't want you to tell how old I am, but happy birthday. Their next meeting in Dunkirk, if you want to get involved, November the 15th, and Barone does a job there for the coffee. Lakeshore Seniors, they meet recently. Charlene Hallmark is the person to get in touch with. She's the president if you want to get involved with the Lakeshore crowd. And it's interesting, they had a little note in there. They said a prayer together to settle their differences peacefully. That's a good idea. Well, they are putting aside their differences. Urbanic over there at the Lakeshore crowd announced there would be a free luncheon on November 30th. Sign-ins will begin next week. Get in there and get involved. Free luncheon, huh? There is such a thing as free lunch. Oh, how about that? Get well, Gene Zotz. They're having an election of officers. Make sure you're over there next week, guys at Lakeshore. Silver Creek Seniors. They have a Route 5, Route 20 right in the corner just about. Ed Newman runs a job. They have that lovely clubhouse there. And you should jump over there and get involved with these folks if you're not already. In Silver Creek, New York. And they had a special memorial for Milt Gruich. They sent a check in memory of him to the emergency squad. The emergency squad, of course, is very important to seniors because a lot of seniors do require their services. And God bless all our fire departments that have emergency squads, and they're voluntary. They have to take months of training for the EMT to go on these even. And they do it free, and they're available 24/7. They have to be available 24/7. No pay, not a penny. Costs them money usually. God bless our fire departments. They're having a November 15th dinner where Hilliker's doing the food on November 15th. On November 22, they're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner to be held at noon, catered by Dolly. November 29th, Smiths will be on the food committee. Lots of food. That's all. That's what it's all about. Stigger High Rise, Gordon Rayner. And he does the job. He's the president. Get involved with him if you want to. Stigger High Rise over in Dunkirk. And most of the senior housing apartments have a senior group. Yeah, and they meet regularly. I want to say the Thanksgiving dinner over there at Stigger is going to be held Sunday, November 20th at 5 p.m. See, that's great. You have a Thanksgiving dinner with your crowd and your friend. You have a whole new family when you join a senior group. It's wonderful. It's just the greatest thing on God's earth is to be a member of a senior group. And, time is up. They tell me time is up. Okay, I got one more thing here I got to mention. I want to thank Timmerman's Farm Stand in Westfield, New York, out on West 20th, Route 20, just past the Farmer's Daughter out there. And a lot of people go out there. They have the best, freshest, most delicious food on earth, including their corn, which is just, I have never seen corn like their corn. Timmermans, they gave a lot of food to the local churches, including St. Peter's and Westfield. And this is gleaning. When you have a crop and it's wiped out, you finish picking it. The gleaners, it's mentioned in the Bible a number of times, have almost a statutory right to go in and pick what's left over. You don't waste food, and there's a lot of food left over. Tomato patches, they're full of tomatoes, well, right under the frost. Peppers, all kinds of wonderful things. And there's another farmer out there who gives every year faithfully to the local churches and food pantries, and that is Jack and Sue Raymond. I want to thank them. They're wonderful, gracious, religious, beautiful, spiritual people, and they give peppers particularly and tomatoes to any group that needs them. You can come and pick them yourself, and even Jack and Sue sometimes go out and help. And you don't need bushels or anything, just you pick them and toss them into great big garbage bags, and so they stack up any way you want. You can put about 20 bushels in a car because they kind of lump together. And Jack Raymond every year faithfully gives to the food pantry in Westfield and to all the churches in the area. Thank you very much, Jack and Sue Raymond. They have a farm stand out on Route 20 just when you enter Fredonia from Brockton. You go down heading toward Fredonia, you just pass the border, and on the left you'll see a little tiny farm stand. And I hope you go there next year when they have fresh produce, because these are people who give and give and give to our community, and God bless them. I want to thank also a lot of anonymous farmers who do at the end of the year donate to the local food pantries, the local restaurants, community kitchens, and also to the churches. God bless you, folks. The Gleaners appreciate your goodness. Enough said. I'm going to take a public service announcement. They tell me I don't dare say another thing because our time is up for all the wonderful stuff we have. I got more news, but that'll have to wait until next week. Here we got a guy coming on right after our public service announcement. Here it is for you, friends. This is for you.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Yeah, our Field and Stream editor tells us that's not always like that. Here we got a guy who always comes here, shoots. He talks about butterflies, bluebirds, and robins. His name is John Doc Hamels. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Reed. Good morning, Don.
Morning.
Your turn's next. Well, I want to just start out with thanking everybody that I run into out in the community. They tell me about how much they enjoyed the show, Reed, and my column in the Silver Magazine. It's kind of fun to have you come up and talk with me. So I hope you're enjoying the show and the columns, and I'm very happy to be able to provide that. Reed, I'm going to talk about something that you already started on, and I'm going to get really serious about this one. I know you talked about the Penn State situation, but let's look at the things a little bit in a bigger scope. I just gave a lecture at JCC in one of my classes I teach, and I was talking to my students who are in their 20s, and I said to them, you know, we are entrusted as professionals in the world of education or medicine, wherever, that we are to safeguard those who we're entrusted with, and that be it children, senior citizens, our spouses, or children, whomever. There is situations out there, folks, that we all need to be on our toes. As grandparents, aunts, uncles, parents, if a child, an elderly person, someone comes home, someone that you work with, and they express some concern about an uncomfortable situation, if they've been touched inappropriately, if for whatever reason their behavior begins to change, they're depressed, not eating right or whatever, or they start to stay away from certain circumstances, check it out. Listen to them. Believe them. And if there is a situation, report it. And Reed already talked about the Penn State situation. We can't let this continue on in our society. And it goes on, folks, in our own communities. And I'm talking about Chautauqua County and all of its villages. It's going on in all over the United States. And then you got to include the internet situation. This is a situation that continues to ravish children and take its toll on the disabled and so forth.